The question I'd like to ask today, with all due respect, is this. Is racism a badge of honor? Is racism a mark of distinction? Is racism a symbol of excellence? Most people would say hell no, right? Emphatically. However, there are some people who might say yes. Your typical white supremacists, they may say yes. But I'm not addressing white supremacists. I'm addressing mixed race people. So why do I ask this question? Why do I ask if racism is a badge of honor? It's simply because the majority of experiences I see mixed race people having, especially on social media, and the stories they tell, and experiences that they recount revolve around racism, racial prejudice, or some sort of marginalization. Right? Which is unfortunate. It seems as though biracialism and racism have become conflated because it has become the number one topic of conversation when it comes to mixed race people, right? So if, say, someone said, well, as a mixed race person, 70% of my life has involved some sort of prejudice or discrimination, right? They immediately become an authoritative voice on the subject of multiracialism. Not racism, multiracialism. And you also see people on TikTok uploading videos talking about, some sort of embarrassing or, degrading experiences they've had revolving, their encounters with other races of people. Okay? So, that's unfortunate because mixed race people have other experiences apart from experiences of racism. I think that would constitute the majority of the experiences, especially in a place like America, which I don't consider particularly racist when you compare it to other countries in the world. Okay? Because I've been around a few places. I'm telling you right now, America is not that bad. Okay? So, we can always point out to the fact that, there are other experiences that people don't talk about. For example, social experiences, workplace experiences, right? Religious experiences, sexual experiences. There's so many different experiences that mixed race people have that are not covered. And I wonder why these experiences don't make the grade. And I think it's simply because racism creates a cheap and furtive thrill in people. This creates a voyeuristic desire to look into someone else's suffering and derive some pleasure from it. It's almost like the pulp fiction of biracialism. And it's like the tabloid newspapers of old, it's cheap and nasty, but it sells copies in large quantities.